This content, including all video, audio, images, text, and metadata, may not be copied, scraped, recorded, reproduced, mined, trained on, analyzed, or used in any dataset, algorithm, model, or derivative work by any entity, whether human, AI, automated system, bot, or other instrumentality, without explicit written consent from the content owner. All rights reserved.
You may or may not know this is the $100,000 AI business challenge. And we were going to have 4 winners, but now we have 7 because there's just a huge amount of awesome people. And if you weren't a winner, you're still a winner because you get to be here for free and we get to go through all this. So you pretty much get the same thing as the winners, which is awesome. So let's walk through this. This is session 1. So it's kind of our idea, discovery, and foundation. So you can start from 0. There's no need to know anything. Okay. So no matter what level you're at, I want to make this so that anybody, and this is what AI lets us do, build pretty much anything. So we're going to find profitable problems we're solving. It's going to take about an hour or less, and we're going to have some participation as well. You can get this online. I think, let me see if it shows it. I don't think it shows the URL, but you can, I'm going to put this on aititus.com/100K. And then I'm going to put this session 1 in the week 1, so you can get to it easy. So let's start out. So it's going to be about 60 minutes. Part 1 is the hook and the framework. So like an opening hook plus the 3 filters for profitable AI businesses. So this is kind of what we're going to talk about. Like, we don't just make any AI business. We're going to make businesses hopefully that last through AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. A lot of people are building a lot of businesses now that could be gone in 12 months or 24 months max. We want to try and build businesses that will last at least for 2 or 3 years, maybe more, depending on when artificial super intelligence comes out. And then part 2 is the discovery prompt. So I've put together, I really want you to I want you to think about AI as your co-pilot, as your co-founder. So AI from now on, as you're working on this AI challenge, is your co-founder. So just like you would talk to a co-founder all the time, you would run ideas by that person, you're going to think of AI as your co-founder. Now there's a lot of free AI out there. There's ChatGPT. I think Claude has some free stuff. Gemini has free things. So there's a lot of free large language models that you can use. Just use the best ones because they'll have the best advice. And then part 3, hands-on work. We're going to research an idea and like find out like how things work. Like, what's this process for me? Like, how is this going to work for me? I'll just go through it. I can pick one of the winners and we can just do it for fun. We'll decide on that when we get to that point. And then part 4 is like any questions and answers that you might have, and some homework. And it's important that you do the work because you're gonna get the most out of this. And those of you who aren't the winners, still do the work. Like, pretend that in this 30 days you want to have a business. Like, commit to that, and then stick to that commitment. And I think that at the end you're gonna have a wonderful business going on there. So what you'll accomplish today, and in the next 60 minutes, you're going to do something most people will never do, which is find a real AI business idea that can make you money in the next 30 days. So that's pretty exciting. Not some vague, I should start a business someday. A real specific idea that solves a hard problem people will actually pay for. That's the key, right? So you're going to build with N8N and AI. We're going to try and keep it simple. N8N is like a workflow automation technology. And that's something that you can get access to in many different ways, and you can email me or contact me if you need to get a hold of that. The winners will get free access because I have this really cheap way to host N8N for everybody. And if you want to check that out, it's aititus.com/free-N8N. So you don't really need to code, and this is pretty awesome because in the old days you had to do like a back end. You had to like write the whole thing, Python, PHP, whatever, JavaScript. You had to write all that stuff. You don't have to do that anymore. You actually just connect little nodes. It's pretty awesome. And we're not going to build chatbots or generic content tools. We're hunting for hard problems in specific niches where people are already paying for solutions. So remember that you want it to be a hard problem. And I tell people all the time that it's easy to build lots of things, but it's hard to find a hard problem. And so you should invest 80% of your time finding a hard problem and then 20% of your time building it. Sometimes people do the other way around. They spend like 5% finding a problem and they spend 95% like trying to build something. And that's not good, because people aren't going to pay for an easy solution or a hard to understand solution. They're going to pay for a hard problem, something that will help their business immediately, that makes sense to them. All right, so your weapons for this battle are N8N and AI. So N8N, like I said, is a visual workflow, connects apps and APIs, and there's no coding required, usually very little, and it's like plumbing for your business, right? And then AI plus APIs is like ChatGPT, Claude. Those are the large language models. They need to be your co-founder. I want you to think that. I want you to start, like I said earlier, keep talking to your large language model, whatever it is, as if it's your co-founder all the time. What happens is a lot of people just stop for asking AI for all kinds of things. They kind of think of stuff on their own. They don't run it by anybody. I want you to run all your ideas, all your thoughts, all your challenges, everything by the AI. It'll handle all the intelligence behind the business that you build. It can do content generation, analysis, make decisions, and it can chain together powerful workflows. There are actual agents that you could put into N8N, which is awesome. So N8N plus AI equals a powerful automation ability that you might have, and the businesses that work are simple but solve painful problems. So we're going to try and think 5 to 10 steps that save someone 5 to 10 hours. Keep it simple. We want this to be simple. We don't want you to build the next Facebook. I want you to just build something simple to start. So if it can save someone 5 to 10 hours per week, that's $500 to $2,000 per month. Could be more if you save people time. So these are the 3 filters for a profitable N8N plus AI business. Filter 1 is its niche specific context. So do you want generic automation? Everyone can build generic things, and they actually don't really sell that well because it's just generic. If you sell to everyone, you end up selling to no one. So deep knowledge of a specific industry workflow, that's where you're going to have your moat, and the moat is kind of protecting your castle. And filter number 2 is relationship and trust is required. Pure automation anyone can replicate, right? It's commoditized, it's easy. Automation that requires understanding someone's unique process, that's valuable. So learning about their problem. I'm not just taking some keyword, but learning about it. I recommend getting deep dive into it. If you're going to solve problem X, find out where people are that have problem X and just start learning, sharing, and helping those people. I always say it's better to give than to receive. So get in that community of people that you're going to solve their problem, and then help. Don't be no one likes salesy stuff. Filter number 3 is a multi-step problem solving. So simple one-click automation is not worth paying for, and that's becoming more and more like a solution that people have. In fact, there's a one AI solution, which means that AI can solve the problem. It's not even a click. So we want complex workflows that connect multiple systems, right? We want things that kind of tie people's problems and processes together into something that is valuable. So let's go into each filter. So filter number 1, it's not generic. We don't want to do AI email responder or marketing automation. Anyone can build this. There's no competitive advantage. It doesn't mean anything. So we want specific, like for example, an automated RFP response system for government contractors using their past proposals plus AI. So this requires niche knowledge. So that's the nice part. It's not just some general throw. A lot of people are building workflows and solutions to just solve everyone's problem. It doesn't solve anyone's problem. So you want to be very specific. And the reason you want that is because, well, in this case, you want to understand government contract language, compliance requirements, proposal structure, and it creates defensibility, which means it's hard to know those things because those take work. And a lot of people are just throwing these solutions out there. We don't want to do that. We want to have a specific niche. And the powerful thing about a specific niche is that they require deep domain knowledge that takes time to acquire, like I said, and that's your competitive advantage. And also it's easy to target people. For example, what if I said, hey, you're going to sell a marketing automation that makes ads? Who are you going to sell to? Like there's thousands and thousands of clients, customers. So it's very hard to say, well, where am I going to focus on? So if I said you're going to do an ad generator for people who make shampoo, obviously that is a good niche that you can find. You can find that audience, and then you can solve their problems and know what their problems are. But if you just want to make an ad generator, That's very difficult because you won't, where are you going to find those people? How much are you going to spend on ads or whatever, or your time to reach those people? So remember to just niche it down, and that's the best. Filter number 2 is relationship and trust. So commoditize things like social media scheduler. Anyone can replicate this stuff. It's just a word. It's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. What we want is value, like content approval workflow for franchise owners that enforces brand guidelines, plus generates location-specific posts. This is something specific to a specific audience that you can reach. It requires understanding their brand voice, their compliance rules, and local market dynamics. So it's something that as you learn and help them grow, you're also building a moat of knowledge. So businesses that require ongoing customization and understanding create sticky relationships. So for example, if these compliance rules are always changing. Switching costs are high when the solution is tailored to their specific process. So what that means is that if you're really helping someone and you have a deep dive knowledge of the semantics and all the requirements of that niche, it's hard to go and switch to someone else when they've kind of built out a framework that works with the knowledge that you've ingested and then injected into their solution. So that's number 2. And number 3, multi-step complexity. So if it's too simple, like I'll transcribe audio files, that's not worth paying for. And in fact, a lot of companies will just be doing this stuff for free. So you want a complex workflow. For example, interview intelligence. You want to record, transcribe, extract action items, update a CRM, and send a follow-up draft. So what you'll see is maybe there's competitors out there that will record and transcribe. Maybe they'll record, transcribe, and extract action items, but they don't update a CRM, or they don't send follow-up drafts and things like this. So this is a way to kind of add a little bit complexity into your workflow. So 5 to 10 steps connecting multiple systems can be worth $500 to $2,000 a month or more. So why does this work? The more steps you automate and systems you connect, the more time you save. Each hour saved per week equals $50 to $100 per month in value. A workflow saving 10 hours a week can justify $500 to $1,000 a month. So just remember that every node that you connect is kind of time that they save. Like how long does it take to record? How long would they have to take to transcribe? Who would they have to hire to extract items? Who would they have to hire to update the CRM? Who would generate the follow-up draft? All of those things are tasks that you're taking off their plate and automating. All right, so the sweet spot, this is what I want you to pay attention to. This was a little diamond, is that the 5 to 10 workflow steps that save someone 5 to 10 hours per week. I'm not trying to build a business that's $100,000 a month or $500,000 a month, because that's unrealistic. That doesn't mean anything. In fact, those who start those businesses never knew they'd be that big most of the time that I know. So if you start small, you'll learn that it'll grow quick. And it's so simple but powerful. And that's what we're hunting for, not trying to impress engineers, trying to make money by solving real problems. And a lot of times people are trying to impress people. We don't want to impress people. We just want to make money by solving problems. So what we're not building generic chatbots, simple content writers, basic email automation, social media schedules, generic AI assistants. This is stuff that's good, that's already probably being removed and going to be shut down by the AI itself. These are commodities. Anyone can build them in minutes, and there's zero capability for you to compete. I want to make sure that by the end of this 30 days that you have a business that you can compete against artificial general intelligence. That's my main competitor for you. I don't care about human competitors. I care about artificial general intelligence. That's the one. So why do we avoid these? These tools are already built by hundreds of competitors, which you probably see. ChatGPT itself can do most of these, and there's no switching costs. So it's easy to go from like for example, if you want to use DeepGram for transcribing, you can switch over to 11 Labs or somebody else, text to speech, speech to text, all those tools. You can just switch around. Like for example, you can go from OpenAI to Claude in what? Just by changing your endpoints that you hit. So they're easy to replicate, and the race to the bottom on pricing. Do not race to the bottom of pricing. If you're building a business and you're like, well, I just need to price it less, you're not solving a big enough problem. So if you're saying to yourself, I want to price this cheap, then you're not solving a big enough problem. Just remember that. Okay, so your secret weapon, the AI business discovery agent. Sounds fancy. This prompt will be your AI co-founder for the next week, and you can use it like throughout the month if you wish, but hopefully in the first week. So what it does, it interviews you about your background and experience, because I want you to do something that you want to do. A lot of people say chase the money, but I'd rather have you chase something that you want to do, because it should be something you're already doing. Like, for example, I'm on school a lot and I like to do school, right? So I like to chat with people and help people. So that's something I like to do. I'm not turning that on. I'm not like, okay, hey, I'm going to commit to being someone in school right now. You shouldn't change your daily process. It should be something that you're already doing, that you're already involved in, that you're passionate about. So that's why I want you to it to be a part of who you are. Searches the web extensively for real problems in your niche. So this is what the agent does. It finds evidence people are already paying for solutions. You want to make sure that people are already paying for it, because it's really hard to risk something new. And I wouldn't recommend for a new business trying to make some sort of new idea that no one's ever done before. I think you should still do it if you want to do it, but just make sure you manage your time well. But just try and find out things that people are already paying for. And it validates ideas with Reddit, complaints, Upwork listings, and competitor pricing. So just looking around for that, and identifies which APIs and init-in nodes you'll need. And it gives you 3 ranked validate opportunities with evidence links. And it depends on the large language model that you use, how well this will work. But no matter whether the major ones, you should be fine. So the next 3 slides contain the complete prompt, and you can copy them all and put them together into one. I just kind of split them out because I'm going to talk about the different levels. So here's part 1. So you would copy this into ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity. I use the Plus and Pro stuff, but it doesn't matter. And you need to just make sure that it supports web search. You want to make sure that it goes out on the web. It doesn't just make it up. A lot of these tools, you'll see that it's searching the web because it will actually say searching the web. If you put this in and it instantly answers, it's probably not searching the web. So make sure that it does some sort of pause or thinking, and you'll know that it's probably searching the web. So I'm going to read this out to you real quick. We like to prompt it first with what it's supposed to do. You want to tell this is for anything, by the way. This is like a little prompt engineering mini bonus. You want to tell it like kind of what it's supposed to do, what task it's supposed to do. So I say, you are an AI business discovery agent specializing in finding profitable init-in plus AI automation business opportunities for beginners. So it's very important that, like, AI just won't know what it's supposed to do. You have to kind of really be specific. Your goal is to identify problems that can be solved with automated workflows combining init-in, AI, and APIs. And all APIs are, if you think about it, are like, if it's a phone number, it's like you call this phone number and it gives you what you need. That's what an API is. It's like a phone number that you call and it gives you information. So for example, an API for a pizza place would be like, I call the pizza place phone number, I order something, and it sends me back the pizza. That's kind of what an API is. So then you have to give it a mission. Like, if you don't give AI a mission, it doesn't really know what to do. It'll just be loosely coupled. It'll be confused and not sure how to anchor to anything. So we have a mission here. So help this person find business opportunities that, 1, solve painful, that's very important, time-consuming problems people already pay for. Number 2, can be built with init-in workflows, 5 to 15 steps, connecting multiple tools. Use AI for intelligence, content generation, analysis, decision-making. So we want to make sure AI is a part of it. Are simple enough to build in 2 to 3 weeks, but valuable enough to charge $300 to $2,000 a month. And number 5, are defensible against generic AI tools for 12 to 18 months. And you could also put in here, like, and also AGI if you want to do that. Now, we want to make sure we highlight critical things like pay attention, warning. You must use web search extensively throughout this process to validate that problems actually exist. So search Reddit, forums, industry sites. Find evidence people are paying for solutions. Search for competitors, service listings, Upwork rates. Identify the specific tool API used in these workflows, and discover pricing, benchmark, and market size. So this is like the beginning first part of the prompt. It's very important. The earlier on you put something in the prompt, kind of the more important it focuses on. So if I had put something above, you are an AI business discovery agent, that said, you are a funny clown, then it would probably perform that way. So remember that earlier in your prompt where you put things tends to hold in context that kind of idea or framing more importantly than later on. It tends to work that way. All right, so this is the discovery part of it. So here's the discovery process. And then this is all one prompt, by the way, so copy all of them just to let you know. Step 1, deep context gathering. So ask these questions one at a time. Now, I want this to be an interaction between you, and the AI. So we want to ask questions one at a time. After each answer, search the web for related problems and opportunities before moving to the next question. So number one is, what industry or field do you currently work in or have experience with? So if you're an unemployed student, what industries do you have exposure to or interest in? So that's kind of number one. Then it's going to search that information out. And then number two, what online communities are you active in? Like Reddit, Facebook groups, Discord, so forth. And it's going to search those for words like automate, time consuming, manual process, wish there was a tool, those type of things. In your work or hobbies, what tasks do you see people doing manually that take 2+ hours per week and involve multiple tools or platforms? So it might be like searching for a specific task, automation services, how much does it cost? Upwork, it's searching specifically Upwork, a task like automation. And then number four, what software tools or platforms do you use regularly? Like CRM, email, spreadsheets, all of that. So it's going to search for those tools, integration pain points for those tools. So for example, if you're really good at spreadsheets, maybe we can build something really cool with spreadsheets. So that's just gathering information about you and what you're good at. Number five, do you have access to any specific groups like businesses, parents, hobbyists, communities? And that's important because we're going to look to see what their biggest challenges might be or services they pay for. All right, so this is about the discovery stage, and this is kind of like doing the research. And you can change any of this stuff that you want. This is the prompt that I've created for you all, but you can actually update, change things however you want. But hopefully this will be a good starting point. And then the next part is the API discovery prompt, is the problem validation and market research. So we don't just want to find like, hey, I would really love to have email that it reads my email out in a neat language or sings it to me. We don't want that type of thing. So we want to make sure we get a validation of that idea. So first we discover the idea, then we want to get a validation. So for each potential problem area mentioned, search for problem evidence. Reddit threads with complaints, like niche problem. Forum discussions about the pain point. YouTube videos about solving this manually. Those are the things for the problem. We want to find there's evidence that this is actually a problem. I find a lot of times when I help people with their businesses that they're trying to solve problems they don't even know exist. They're guessing that it's a problem. We don't want to guess. We want to know that it's a problem. Number two is the payment evidence. Like, sure, it might be a big problem. Like, I'd love to have a pet dragon, but like, is that even reality? So we want to find out, are people paying for this? Is there a way to see that it's being paid for? So we'll look on Upwork and Fiverr to see, are there a lot of people looking for this service? SaaS tools that partially solve this, like maybe on their pricing pages, they show that people are paying for it. Or agency freelance rates. So people who are doing this manually, like are there consultants solving this problem manually or in their businesses? Finally, technical feasibility, which means sure, maybe there's a solution, maybe there's something out that's a big problem, maybe there's a possibility that there's being payments for it, but are you able to do it? Like, can I make a full movie with AI? Probably not, because there's no API for it right now. It's going to take a lot of work in combining things. So we want to make sure there's available APIs for the tools involved for this potential solution that you're making. Are there end-to-end nodes that exist for this platform? I always advise people to use what exists. Use APIs that exist. Don't try and build it by yourself. Don't try and build it until you have cash flow. Don't build it, because what happens is you end up building it for months or years and it never gets launched. So I'd rather copy something like that exists already, use something that exists already, and get an idea out than take forever to build an idea. That doesn't work. And then AI capabilities needed. Like, for example, if it's something that AI can't do, we probably don't want that to, it's probably not technically feasible, but AI can do a lot these days. All right, step 3 of this prompt is end-to-end plus AI workflow ideation. So generate 3 business ideas. Each must involve 5 to 15 clear workflow steps, connect at least 2 to 3 different platform tools, use AI in a meaningful way, not just add a chatbot. That's very important. Solve a problem you found evidence for on the web, which is we're talking to the AI, of course. Have proof people are already paying for solutions, okay? So for each idea, provide the following: the idea name, the problem, so 2 to 3 sentences about the painful, time-consuming task, including evidence from your web search with links. Sometimes that may or may not be reliable. I think Perplexity would be the best to do this for you. Sometimes I think Claude's pretty good. ChatGPT, it's a hit or miss, but you could try Perplexity. Who pays for this? Specific evidence. Like, I found 47 Upwork listings averaging X, or Competitor SaaS tool charges X per month with Y customers, if it could get that. The Init plus AI solution. So describe the 5 to 15 step workflow clearly. Trigger, what starts the automation? Step 2, action API call. Step 3, AI processing. It's giving some examples and so forth till the final step. And I always encourage you to think of inputs and outputs. So whenever you're creating an idea, what inputs do you need and what outputs are going to happen? Keep it that simple. So draw a little square where you're going to make, have your inputs coming in and your outputs going out. And this is for if you're a consultant or whatever, it's helpful because so many people don't have a clue what kind of inputs they're going to need, or they don't have a clue what kind of outputs they want. So if you can nail down the inputs and the outputs, you'll be very able to build that middle square, which is the black box or the special tool that you're making. All right, so list specific Power APIs that are linked to their API docs. Confirm that Init has nodes for these. Search Init, just that will help you if they already exist, right? Because if you can use what exists, use it. Why this is AGI resistant. Like explain why this requires niche knowledge on relationships. So this will give you an idea of like, and you can believe it or not. Sometimes you'll read the reasoning and say, I think it's still not AGI resistant. So you can think about that. I like to have every prompt tell you its thinking. Like, why did it decide on this? That's very helpful because it might make the wrong decision. And so you'll know that. You won't take its advice just for face value, but you'll actually be like, oh, you know what? The reason that it did this is not correct. That's not the right reason. Then you can correct it and tell information. It needs a pricing model, like what it's going to cost. And then the first 3 customers, specific places to find them. So property management groups on Facebook with 5,000 members. So you have to be specific. AI is so easy to be general. It's so easy to just like try and eat an elephant when you could just be eating just a piece, you know. And so that's important. People to say, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time. I say with a fork. But anyways, that's my joking. LinkedIn search for sales directors at SaaS companies, 50 to 200 employees. And then validation links provide 3 actual URLs from your web research proving this problem exists and people pay. This is really good because sometimes AI makes things up and you want it to be like, prove it to me. And by the way, this is for anything that you're using AI for, ask it to prove it. Because it's like, I don't know, I just made it up, sorry. So simplicity score 1 to 10, how easy to build. 8 means good for beginners. So the higher, the better, right? Pain scores, how painful is this problem? And payment proof, how much evidence that people pay. Those are the information that you want. And step 4, ranking and recommendation. Rank all 3 ideas and explain your number 1 pick based on strongest payment of evidence, simplest to build with Init plus AI, fastest path to first customer, and best defensibility. You got to keep that in there. That best defensibility is very important because it's very possible that next week, next month, you'll be making this really cool idea. You didn't think through defensibility against AGI, and then OpenAI launches a brand new thing that's free. I see this all the time these days. I imagine in the future, one day, someone will launch a startup. They'll post it on Product Hunt. AI will scan it and build the entire thing before it even gets one positive click. And they'll have a competitor in an instant. So you have to be thinking that way. I want you to think that way. AGI is your number 1 competitor, not people. So if you see some company doing something, say, I don't care. Is AGI going to be able to do this? So important rules. We always want to tell rules in your prompts, like what to avoid, what to look for. So avoid like these ideas, generic chatbots, avoid ideas requiring custom coding or complex AI training, avoid problems without web evidence of people paying. So it's kind of, you want to provide this information to a prompt, like what to avoid. And then what to seek, like multiple step workflow connections, problems where you find Upwork listings, competitor pricing, Reddit complaints, workflows that save 5+ hours per week and can charge $500 a month. You want to like make at least $200 to $500 a month if you can per client. That's key. Because if you're making, there are ideas that I throw out there and they might make like $5, $10, $20 a month. It's just not, it doesn't give you a lot of leverage. For example, if you make $500 a month, you could dedicate $250 a month per client just for advertising. But if you make a $10 product, you only have $5 a month for advertising. That's not going to get you a lot of stuff. So you want to have a huge buffer so that then you can use that for, because you're going to have to use advertising eventually as you grow. Hopefully you won't, but that's something you want to keep in mind. And then industries that users already understand. So you don't want to build something new that people don't understand. That's very hard. And the reason that ChatGPT was so big was because it was such an amazing solution to a problem, and it was very easy to do. which is just type in the chat. Had it been more complicated, it would not be as successful. So search strategy reminders. So throughout the conversation, actively search Reddit, Upwork, competitor research, API availability. So we're always telling it, like, as you're doing things, to keep searching and finding and learning. And then finally, begin. Introduce yourself as their AI co-founder. Maybe give it a name if you want, so you can have that. And explain you'll be searching the web extensively and ask for the first question. Ask the first question. So that, I know it's a lot, but that is the first prompt. And remember, I am not going to be your number one resource. AI will be your number one resource. And there's a reason I want that, because that is the future. AI is your co-pilot, your co-founder. So I want you to be really working with it on a daily basis, even running ideas by it, everything. I know it's hard sometimes to get in that habit, but I want you to get in that habit. All right, so how to use the discovery prompt. We can do like a demo. So what you need is OpenAI or ChatGPT, Claude, whatever. Make sure you're using a version with web search capability, and then copy the full prompt, paste it into your AI. That's it. That's all you need. See y'all later. No, I'm just kidding. So, so what you want to watch for is make sure, like, we're going to watch as you're using it. And the reason I have this here is this is my presentation. So it's going to say things that I should say or do. And I wanted to give you all of that because that's important for you to know. So it says, see how it's searching Reddit for complaints. Watch what it's doing. Notice it found a competitor charging $2.99 a month. That validates that people pay. This workflow has 6 steps. That's perfect. So watch how it's thinking about APIs we'd need. All right, so those are the things we want to watch as it's working. All right, it says narrate your thinking. So that's something that I would do in my presentation. Well, I think we can do might pause for a second. Okay, well, let's do the golden rule first. So if you can't find people complaining online or evidence they're paying for solutions, it's not a real problem. Now, it's very possible there are niches, like in the oil industry, they may not post anywhere and they might have a problem. But in general, for what we're trying to do, for simple, like to get things out quick for people who don't know any coding, for someone who wants to create a business that's AGI competitive, then this is important. Are they complaining online, paying for solutions? Because, if you look on Amazon and you look at someone who reviewed a book, there might be a book that has 100 reviews, but it doesn't mean that only had 100 people who read it. So the people who are actively reviewing, like if there's a book and it has no reviews, people probably aren't reading it. And so what we're looking for is those complaints, because if you take the collective of millions and millions of people and a percentage are complaining online, then that means that there's a possibility there's a larger audience that is not complaining but still has the same complaint. That's what we want to remember. And that you pay for it. Everybody might complain that, hey, I wish I lived to 200, but maybe they're not paying for the solution. So there's a lot of complaints, but no, you want to make sure people are paying. Don't waste time building something nobody wants. This, I can't tell you enough. This is startups, this is founders, this is tons of people. In fact, if you heard the word pivot, it means they were building something nobody wanted. If you ever hear, I pivoted my company, that's because they were building something nobody wanted. So validate first, then build second. Like I said, 80% of your time, find the problem, 20% of your time, build it. Eventually, 99% of your time, find the problem, 1% build it, because you'll use AI to build almost everything. Let's see. Okay. You know what? I'm going to show you, let's pause for a second. I'm going to show you, let's just do remember, this is live, so who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to put this into ChatGPT, this prompt. So just give me a second. And so I copy the first one, and then copy the second one. Let's do this real quick. Now, one clue. If I hit enter, it's going to make it submit. So you hold down shift, hit enter, and then you'll be able to paste another line. That's something I never learned, and now I know. So a while ago. And then finally, the last one, this one, I should probably put on this page like an easy copy paste button. All right. Beep. Okay. Copy it and paste it. So I pasted everything in here. So let me put this up here. I pasted everything in here, so it's all here. And then I just hit this button. Now, one thing you want to do is, I don't know if you have this in yours, but you can make sure that it uses like the web, so web search. Look for the web search. I think that it would do it probably by itself many times, but just in case, you can add that web search feature or use Perplexity, which I think automatically. Oh, sorry, I don't think you're seeing it. Share this tab. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it's like there it is. Okay, so here's ChatGPT 5, and I'm going to show you that again so you can do it. So I pasted it in here. I pasted the whole prompt in. Hold down Shift and hit Enter. You can paste it in line. It won't submit. Just a little tip there for you. So the whole thing's in here. I go to the plus sign. I do web search. Make sure it can search the web. A lot of times AI will search the web for you automatically, but just to make sure it does, I do this. So then I hit the button, and this is live. I did not test with any ideas right now. So it says, here's my name, here's my mission, blah, blah, blah. And then question 1, what industry or field do you currently work in or have experience with? So, you know what, let's do this with somebody on the call who is one of the winners. So if you want to try this, first hand up gets it. We'll go through this for you. Gary, unmute fast, man. This is like, what is it? Like Family Feud. Just got to hit it.
How you doing,
Okay.
sir?
Okay, good, Gary. Okay, so Gary's here. He's one of the winners. Congrats, Gary.
Thank
Awesome. So we have, let's just read this. You can see my screen, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what industry or field do you just don't make anything up or what you want to do. Let's just put in here authentic. So what industry do you or have experience with?
Yes, I've done thinking about this because in the chat you told us what we we're gonna be doing. So I think life insurance is what I'd be focusing on.
And what, like, let's be a little more specific, like what that means. So is it selling life insurance? Is it connecting with life insurance companies? Like maybe get a little more detail.
Okay. Yeah. So this is one of the industries that I've done in the past, and the pain point I've noticed is not so much selling, is getting a person on the phone and keeping them engaged enough to talk about the situation, because they went online, they clicked
Yep.
on things, but then they changed their mind. So something along those lines.
Okay, cool. Well, we're not going to solve the problem yet. We're
Oh,
just
okay.
talking about what you do. So maybe selling life insurance. Would that be
Yeah.
it?
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. No worries. No worries. I know. So we're going to put in selling life insurance. And so it said searching for life insurance companies and then comes up with some information which you should copy and look through. And it's going to ask you another question. So we're just going to do this like generally. So it's going to give you key pain point evidence, excessive manual processing, paperwork, chasing documents, fragmented systems, data silos, lead follow-up, cadence, reactivation of dormant leads. So it's kind of coming up with a lot of ideas, right?
Yeah.
Agent staff productivity, distraction, and process overhead, communication lag, which I'm sure is a problem. So next question, so normally you should all read through that, look through it, kind of think about it. We're going to do this a little bit faster. What online communities are you active in? And don't think about insurance. It's just about you. Like if I don't have to make you do it, you kind of do it already.
Gotcha. It would be Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, and those are the only ones on those categories.
Yeah, like something that you wouldn't be, that you're not saying, hey, Titus, this is what I'm going to do. This is something that you already do. And
Yeah,
so
correct.
those are the things, because a lot of people like to try and answer questions with what they think the right answer is. But we want to be like, for example, if I told you, Gary, you got to go on Reddit now and do all this stuff, you're gonna be like, hey, great. I do that anyways. Like, that's awesome. It's not going to be like, oh no, I've never used, X site before. I don't know what to do, So this is very good. All right, let's fill that in. Here we go. Eventually, I'm going to tell you, everybody, probably in 24 months, you will just have the AI build everything for you. You'll just have it build it. It's not, you won't have to go through these steps, but we're trying to do it now. So, so since they frequent these areas, these are the agent complain, share tools, ask for help. It's going to look for those areas because if there's people on those platforms that are your target market, you're going to be able to feel comfortable going and using it because you use those platforms. So they found agents like systematic follow-up, cold lead, slip away, Reddit.
100%.
So yeah, all this good stuff. So this is, don't do what I'm doing and scroll through real fast. Like read it all, think it through. So the complaints we see include like poor, absent follow-up, lead nurture, reactivation, manual document processing, all this stuff.
100%.
Yeah, and these all line well with what I've already surfaced. So good news. There's overlap between what you might want to build and what the community is already griping about. It's funny to use griping.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Follow-up questions. Which side of life insurance do you prefer? Let's do that one first. So I put in one, and then just tell me which one you like of those on the list, I guess.
Independent agent.
So just, okay, the number 2, right?
Yeah.
Got it. And then I hold shift so I don't have to hit submit. And then how technical are you and your team, whatever? Are you comfortable building API integrations, handling document OCR, setting up error handling, or do you want mostly out of the box tools, minimal coding? Which one do you want?
How comfortable from 0 to 10.5?
Good. That's and I would, even if I was comfortable, I'd still want it to do that other one. So out of the box, I still want out of the box, because here's the problem. If you are really comfortable with something, it's going to take you forever to build it because you think you're comfortable. So you're like, well, I'm really good at OCR. So you're going to spend like days researching the best OCR. Then you're going to spend days building all this stuff. And really, you don't want to do that. You just want to get it done. All right, number 3. Let's see. What tools or systems do you or your network already use? Like for agents, you might use Salesforce, HubSpot, any of these tools that you may use. Pipedrive.
Currently nothing. I've used a CRM like a Go High Level before,
Okay.
but nothing.
I'll say go high level, but like but basic, right? Something like that.
Okay.
Not too many tools, I would say. Something like that.
Mhm.
Okay. And then 4, geographic regulatory constraints. So life insurance is regulated by this. Do you want to target a specific region?
No, just the US.
Okay, US. All right. And then prefer business model. Do you want to provide these as a service you host and manage, or package as a self-service tool, a mini SaaS? Which one would you like to do?
I don't know what that even means.
I'll say no idea, and that's okay. This is awesome, because you want to be honest. Don't go and look what this means from ChatGPT. Just be like, I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm gonna actually say that. I have no clue what you are talking about. All right, and then okay. So then we'll hit enter. And so see searching web. Did you see that? I don't know if you all saw that. It said searching web. So you're an independent life and search agent. So your customers are end clients or small groups. You prefer out of the box solutions. You currently use Go High Level, so you have at least a marketing CRM funnel tool, but not a huge stack of tools. You want to operate in the US, and you're fine if I simplify technical explanations. I'll keep them high level. Go high level. So given all that, I propose 3 concrete business opportunities. Number 1, an automated lead reactivation and nurture of life insurance agents. So that's, if you just had that term, no one else would be interested in that except life insurance people. If you had automated lead reactivation and nurturing and took this off, agent, who would want that? Like, they have no idea. Like, that's not, I don't know what this means, but you're kind of targeting that specific thing. Then it tells you the problem. Many independent insurance agents accumulate leads over time that never convert because follow-up is inconsistent. So agents often forget to reach back or don't have, so it tells you all that. Then it says here, I found this. It found a member is supposed to find you some sort of article about like proving this is the case. And here's one about proving that that's the case. Also in insurance workflow articles, lead scoring and filtering is a known automation use case. So here's one that's a use case that we know is existing, that someone's trying to work on this. That's good, because that means someone's paying for it, right? Because it says this. Who pays for this? Independent agents, small agencies. They already pay for CRMs, email tools, and many will pay $300 to $1,000 a month for something that reliably rings more sales out of their existing lead base. Evidence, many agencies use CRM marketing automation to nurture leads. And you could read this from HubSpot and see what's going on, okay? HubSpot's not going to make an article for something that they don't make money from. So you know that if they're writing an article that they're using it as lead gen for their services, therefore they know that people pay for this thing. Also insurance tools, lead scoring pipeline automation. There's some more from lead squared, whatever's there. Okay, the end-to-end plus AI solution, approximately 7 steps, which is pretty good. 5 to 10 is what we want. So it gives you the trigger, all the stuff here, like periodic schedule. So once a week, pull leads, fetch from Go High Level. Now, don't worry, we'll be able to build all this later. And then filter score. Use the AI model to analyze each lead's history, email opens, click links, demographics, and assign a reactivation likelihood score. Segment, branch leads into high potential, medium, or low buckets. Generate personalized, this is the flow, it's nice. This is what the workflow would kind of look like. Generate personalized content. For each lead, use AI to craft custom email, text message tailored to their scenario. So you mentioned wanting to secure your family after 2025. Here's an update. So those might be people who wanted you to follow up the next year, but it has not been done. and then send a message by SMS and this is stuff that, don't worry, we can build this stuff. So, and then log responses and update CRM, capture replies or open clicks and update. That's very important. You want to make sure that you're not just sending stuff, but you're measuring stuff. That's the key. Measure stuff. All right. So here's the tools APIs needed. Go level API. We may or may not need that. There's other ways to do this through email only. So you may not have to interact with that. Email, SMS provider. You can do that with a node for Gmail, for example, or there's all kinds of ways. OpenAI, which we talked about. Init, which we talked about, and then possibly a CRM or database. So you might store this in Airtable or Google Sheets when you're kind of storing the flow. And why is it AGI resistant? Remember, we wanted to cover that. The differentiation comes from insurance domain knowledge, knowing how to phrase messaging, compliance terminology, being very specific about knowing this specific case, being sure that you know how to follow up with leads in this space. That's very important. You'll build trust with agents like ongoing support, tuning, deliverability, domain. You'll learn as you go in this space. The competition might send bland marketing emails. Your value is in personalization plus domain context plus continuous tuning, always learning this one domain. And for now, I think against AGI, domain specific is helpful. ASI, it won't matter, but who cares? That's the end anyway. So we're not talking about artificial super intelligence here. And the pricing model is to consider charging this much per month per agent for running the lead reactivation managed service, including monitoring and adjusting. If you have 5 clients, that's that much per month, of course. And if you offer service, you can offer, there's some other stuff you can offer. And then your first 3 customers are going to be, let's see, hold on a second, get back to it. Sorry. My family runs around the house here. First 3 customers, join life insurance, final expense agent, Facebook groups, pitch. I'll help you revive your old leads with automation. I mean, this is nice. It's gold. This is good stuff. Reach out to independent agents in your area, LinkedIn, search for. I mean, it's telling you what to do, right? This is what I love. This is your co-founder. It's probably the founder, and we're the co-founder. Anyways, use your go high level network or market list to test with people you know. And then here's lead scoring, validation links. These are just validation links that there's possibility. People are paying for stuff. So it has a simplicity score of 7 out of 10, pain score of 8 out of 10, which is good. It's a high pain point, and payment proof 7 out of 10. So it's simple. It has a high pain score and payment proof. Now there's another one here, which we're not going to go through. It'll probably be a little bit lower. See, it's not as good. So it's number 2. And then number 3 is probably not as good as number 1. And the reason is because we told it to rank it by what it thought the best one was. So there's 3. Here's like an overview of the recommendation right here. And then it would say my pick is idea A, and this is the reasons. Remember we talked about wanting to know the reason why AI makes its decisions. So it says many agents already have dormant leads. So we already have that exists. You're not making it up. You can build a minimal version fast. That's important. You want it fast and minimal. You can show value fast. That's important. You want to be fast. You don't want to take like 5 weeks or 6 months to show it works. You want this to work immediately. And then it's defensible by domain understanding. That's important. So you want to make sure you're specific in that niche and learn more about it. And it aligns with your out-of-the-box preference. You don't need to build complex OCR. And that's why it filtered out some of the stuff, because some of the problems were working with documents and things. And it filtered that out as something that you should do, because that's not something you want to do. It says I could expand idea A with more detailed workflows, implementation guides. By the way, you could probably even ask it to generate the workflow for you, and it might actually work. So just thinking about that. We're going to stop it there, though. I'm going to go back to the this tab here. Thank you, Gary. You can do that at home now. You got the prompt. Should do the same thing that we just did. So there you go. And we're just going to go. Yeah, no problem. Let's go. But that would be enough, like, to get going. Let's see. Here we go. We did the live demo, the golden rule. Okay, here's the research cheat sheet. This is for you manually researching. And if you want to go, you can do something like site, reddit.com, your niche, pain points. Just going to search Reddit. Okay, this is a nice little, that whole thing. You use site, Reddit. That's a good thing. That'll just search Reddit. Here's site, industry, time consuming. And then site, Reddit. I wish there was a tool for whatever it is. And then site, Reddit, job title, automate. So real complaints equals real opportunities, as we know. You can do the same for Upwork, search, task, automation. And this is in Upwork. And you might be able to do site, same here, site, but it may not, some of the stuff might not be indexed So you would do, you could just go on Upwork or Fiverr, search for these things, search for virtual assistant, look for number of proposals, hourly rates, 20 plus active listings equals validated demand. So there's got to be a lot of listings, especially active listings. And then competitor research here is the problem, software pricing, industry, automation service, check pricing pages and testimonials, screenshot for later reference. Remember to always kind of save what you got. If an example, like if you're using this prompt, save that URL, like make a little folder or something or a document, save the URL where that discussion happened. Okay, make sure you save that URL so you can go back to it. Remember, the context link is going to be a problem over time. So what I want you to do is often, this is not in the notes here, but I want you to tell the AI, please summarize what we've covered here, so that then I can make sure to use that as context for future discussions. So tell it to summarize what we talked about, so it can be used as context for future LLM interactions, whatever. So what you'll do is you can actually open a new interface and paste that in, and then continue your discussion. I'll take questions in a minute. Busha, just a second, just write it down. I think we're almost done with this. Thank you. But we'll just get this done real quick. All right. So, but make sure to write that down, though. Write your question down, because sometimes we forget as we listen. Good versus bad ideas, we already know. We know that stuff. You can review this later if you want. Lead enrichment for commercial real estate brokers. Now you know why that's important. Not lead enrichment by AI. Doesn't mean anything. So look through this. I'm going to skip through that one, but everybody has access to this slides. You can actually read it yourself. So list every tool your workflow needs. My ID needs to connect to this one. Check if API exists. Like, for example, you could do Google. This is for manual research, by the way. You can just say platform name, API documentation. That will tell you if there's an API for the thing. I'm skipping through some stuff here so you have it. And then check if Init supports it. So Init platform name, like for example, go high level, Node. That will help you. And then this Init has 400 plus integrations, a lot more. And you can use HTTP requests. So sometimes in Init you'll see that that there may not be a node for it, but there is an API for it. So that's okay, because you can use an HTTP request. And this might not make any sense to anybody, but it'll make sense to you later. If Init doesn't have a pre-built node, but the platform has a REST API, you can still connect using Init's HTTP request node. So that's okay. All right, 20. Don't skip this. Talk to 3 real humans. Online research validates the problem. Human conversations validate your solution fits their needs. Okay, so this is important. So we're going to talk to 3 real humans. We're going to go a little bit past 11 today. I didn't get to do too much QA, but I will just a bit. That's if you could stay longer, that's cool. If not, we're going to record it, so you're all good. Where to find them? LinkedIn. Search by job title in your niche. Send DMs or connect requests with a short, genuine message. It's not a sales message. Remember that. No sales. Should not sound. In fact, if you're not sure if it's salesy, put it in ChatGPT and say, does this sound salesy? If it says yes, then don't do that. Say rewrite it, not salesy. Facebook groups, join industry-specific groups, participate first, then reach out. Remember that. Participate first. When a lot of people I see on school just come in and start selling stuff. You should participate first. Add things, help things, to give articles, help people. Remember, it's better to give than to receive. Your network, friends, family, former colleagues who work in the industry, reach out, get some info. Industry forums, niche communities, cold outreach, if you want to. That's probably the last one. Here's what to ask, and don't pitch it. Don't pitch it. Hey, do you deal with X? By the way, you can have AI help you write this. How much time does it take this? And so just you can review this stuff. This is all available to you. I'm not going to cover it. Hands-on work session. So get to do what we did. I just did what this session is. So we'll just keep going. How to pick your one idea. By session 2, you must commit to one idea. 1, not 3 or 5, and you will commit to that one idea the whole time. We're not going to pivot. We're going to actually commit. All right, so strong evidence, multiple sources prove people are paying for this. At least 20 Upwork listings or a competitor with clear pricing. So that's good to know. Technically feasible. APIs exist. You want to make sure they exist. If they don't exist, you cannot get access. It's like their phone number is disconnected. You can't use them. So if they don't have an API, they don't have a phone number pretty much. You understand it. You know the workflow or can learn it quickly. You have access to potential customers and you can reach customers. You know where to find potential customers. Now, by the way, AI can help you with all of this stuff. Just make sure you have gone through this in your head. Trust your gut. Best idea is the one you can actually execute, right? Not how cool or fancy or how much money you're going to make, what you can actually do. Don't pick the coolest idea. Pick the one where you have the clearest path to your first 3 customers. That's the key. All right, almost done. Get comfortable with your AI co-founder, right? Research. I'm going to let you look through this, but remember, AI can do everything. So researching prompts, validation prompts, technical prompts. I've given you stuff in here that you can use. Help me plan my validation conversations. Don't do it on your own, especially being a beginner. I'd say people who are advanced probably shouldn't do it on their own either. They should be using their AI co-founder. So here's some common questions. I don't know. We won't go through this, but there's some common questions. I found competitors doesn't mean the market is set. Does that mean the market is saturated? I'll cover that. No, competitors validate the market. It proves how many toilet paper people are out there that sell toilet paper, not just one. So that's an idea. We know toilet paper. Better onboarding, niche specialization. You can read all this. It's going to help you out. Homework for session 2. Okay. You have 7 tasks to complete. You have about 5 to 8 hours, maybe less. I don't know. Remember, don't get distracted. If you see some cool shiny thing, you get back to the task. So number 1, complete the AI discovery process, which we kind of did with Gary. Reddit deep dive. Just go into Reddit a little bit and Upwork like it has. This is all in this slideshow. Competitor check competitors. Tool API validation. AI is kind of doing that for you, but it's also good for you to do it. Talk to 3 real people if you can. Humans, by the way. And pick one idea to build. Okay. And it says 30-minute decision time. So we put that in there because don't spend like hours and hours. Just pick it. And by the way, if AI picked it, just say, that's the one I'm going to do. I don't care. Just pick that one. So here's the homework task. Go through this stuff. It tells you how to do it. So you're ready to go. Everything's in here. Blah, blah. Let's go. Come on. I thought I was going to have more time, but that's okay. Pick one idea. So you can go through all this. This is all in here. And then, by the way, if you need, for those in the winning group, you get it included with AI Titus Plus. Please reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'll make sure you're in there. And Gary, I think some other people have paid for it, so I'll just refund that for you. I think Bushra, I don't remember who did, but some people did. If you're already paying for it, just let me know. We'll work out canceling it so you get it free. It's only $8 a month anyways. There's in it in documentation if you need it. There's in it in integrations if you need it. They also have in it in templates that are available. Here's the challenge community. So this is my school community. Feel free to join. You can always talk to me on there. Most easiest, those who aren't the winners. And what happens in session 2? We're not going to be theory, of course, and we're going to design the workflow, walk you through build. So we're going to validate the idea. We already got that stuff done. You should already have validated the idea. You should have proof people pay for the solution. If I ask you, what's the proof? You should be able to say it. And notes from talking to real humans, ideally. You don't have a lot of time for that, so that's not a huge requirement, but that'd be great. And you must have one specific idea. I don't want anybody coming to the next session and be like, well, I got 2. I'm not sure. Just pick one. Literally. It's not, if you don't pick, it's not as important as you think. People get thinking, it's the most important thing ever. If I don't make this right decision, I'm never going to. No, just make the decision and then move forward. So don't worry. Don't let the pressure. Analysis paralysis. Don't let it get to you. So we just did 60 minutes, what most people never do. We found a real problem you could solve. Like Gary. We saw Gary. Now go prove it's real through research and human conversations, and I'll see you in session 2. So I'm going to stop the presentation now for this, and then I'll take some QA. Raise your hand. First, I'll take it from this, but mainly the winners. So if you're a winner, you can ask questions. Other people, I'm sorry, you'll just have to sit at the moment. Hopefully, I could take some more if I have some time. All right, so ready? Let me stop this. Well, let me go back to the beginning. Okay, so we got a nice thing there. All right, so I'll take a couple questions. Those of you who have to go, no worries. This will be recorded. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. You can do this. AI gives you capabilities unimaginable. So if you're not a coder, who cares? If you're not a marketer, who cares? If you're not a business person, who cares? It doesn't matter because that's your AI founder. You're the co-founder. All right, so yeah, let me know if you have questions now. Anybody? Shadi, go for it. What's up, man? Congrats.
Hey, hi, Titus. How are you?
Good, man.
Thank you so much for this live session right now. I just had a question about the pricing, that like the price you give your clients. Do you always make them pay for a subscription, or just one ticket for your automation workflow?
You're going to love my answer. It's going to be this. Ask your AI co-founder. And the reason I say that is because AI has access to current and past information about that. So we don't have to worry about pricing now. You're getting way ahead. So first, we're just talking about like getting the idea. And by the way, it doesn't really matter the price. I talked to somebody yesterday and they're like, I want to do an AI voice agent for bakers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what should I price? I'm like, dude, AI voice agents are out anyways, because OpenAI is going to offer that free eventually. But the point is, I said, if I could give a baker a machine that only costs pennies to make all their bread, do you know what they'd pay for it? As much as they could.
Yeah.
Because that would mean that they don't have to bake bread anymore. Like they just come in the morning, it's all done. What is that value to them? They would take out a loan to make that happen. So pricing, to me, I don't care about pricing. It's about the problem. If we have to talk about pricing, the problem's not big enough. So.
But I think subscriptions are completely different than one-time payment.
Correct.
In your experience, what's the best, like, what's the easiest for you? What would you recommend? Is it our AI confounder that will advise us?
Yes. And also, I think it depends on the business. Always, if you can charge a setup fee, that's great, because you can remove a setup fee. So setup plus subscription is always good, because you can, like, for example, what if I said, you're like, Titus, I want you to build me something. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to build you X. It's going to cost $400 to set up and $50 a month. And you're like, now if they're already doing that, that's probably not a big enough problem. But let's say they are. I can say, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give it to you for $250 setup and $50 a month. So what you do is that front end buffer, which doesn't really mean anything, the setup fee, is what you can negotiate to get a deal. But this is, if you're negotiating for price, you're already at the wrong thing. So
okay, nice.
Yeah, but use your AI co-founder. I'm not passing it off. I literally think the AI is superior to what I can offer. I'm just helping everybody. So
yeah, thank you so much.
Good job, man. All right, next. Anybody else have a question? Good to see you, by the way. All right.
I have a question.
Hey, all right. What is it? And congrats for winning, by the way. Both you and Shadi and everybody else. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my question was, so for someone who has just stepped into AI automation, what would you suggest to learn? Like, what would be the most 3 important pillars? The first would be probably the automation and learning the tech, like in a 10, and then what comes after that?
Yeah, okay, so I would say, and I put this on some posts that I've done, just start building something. It doesn't matter what it is. In this case, I would say your best step for learning AI automation is doing this, what we're doing, because next week you're going to be build stuff. So you're only a week out, and I think you need to learn by building instead of learn by watching videos. And the reason I tell you that is because most people are always learning but never doing. And you get in that trap. You're like, well, I just got to learn some more. I'm just going to keep learning some more. Isn't it cool that I'm learning this? But you don't ever build anything. So what I'd recommend is build something. It doesn't really matter. And even if you don't know how to make it, it doesn't matter, because you've got AI, you've got tutorials on YouTube, you've got me, other people in the community. So just start building something. And if you have trouble knowing what that is, I have a link in the school and stuff that tells you how to get started. And but for you, Elena, I would say just do this challenge. I know you're like, I want to keep learning, I want to keep doing stuff. But the problem is you get, by the time you learn it, it's already obsolete a lot of times. So you want to work with AI as your co-founder to help you learn it. And that's what my recommend. I know it's not what you want to hear, but pick something you can build. Even by next week, say, hey, I want to build X, and just start building it. You're going to get stuck. And when you get stuck, that's when you're going to learn. Until you get stuck, you don't learn. It's like it doesn't happen. You just, because you naturally go through it, you're not challenged. Your brain's not. So I know it's not what you want, as far as like you want me to say, and then learn this. But that's not, that just wastes time, in my opinion. It's better to build something than to learn something, because you're going to learn when you build it.
So the best step is to first validate an idea and start building it, even though you don't know the most of the in a sense basics. What's more important is knowing an idea and then just validating and building it, right?
Yes. Yeah, for building a business. For this business challenge, yes, this is awesome. If you just want to learn like in, just pick a project that you want to build. The second best thing is to go through tutorials and kind of walk through them. But the problem is you're not really solving anything. You're just doing something. So you want to have like some cool thing at the end. They're like, I wish I could make this thing, and then just build it. What's that? What'd you say?
What?
Okay, does that answer your question? You can chat more too on WhatsApp if you want. No worries.
Okay, I'll ask you on WhatsApp.
Yes, but you're doing good. Keep it up.
Okay, that was my question.
Thank you. Bushra, congratulations. Hey.
Thank you so much. Hey, I have a sore throat, so my voice is really
It's all right.
hoarse voice.
No problem.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much. It is just pure gold what you are like doing. So my question is very simple. I don't want to get distract myself. I am going how you will walk through, so I can exactly build where we want to do go. So I did put what was my question? See, I forgot to. Yeah,
That's okay.
just the prompting you showed. The very first one I did while you were doing it. The next slides are these different prompts
No,
for.
it's all the same. So you'll just paste it all into one
Oh,
prompt. Yeah.
okay, at the end of the, like let me go. Just give me a sec.
No worries.
2, 3,
Yeah,
3,
it
3.
has 3
Yeah.
pages because it's kind of
Yes.
talking about the sections.
Yeah, I did do 3 pages, but slide 15, how to use the discovery prompt. So then you gave some of those. So are all these little prompts, whatever we are using, they will go to the same chat we started with our own full prompt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or you could do, it really doesn't matter, but yeah, if you use it in the same chat, no big deal, because it'll have better context about what you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Titus. It means a lot. I don't know how we can return you the favor with testimonial or however you want to,
Hey, it's better to give than receive. The more you give,
Thank
the
you
more
so
you get.
much. Absolutely.
All right.
I'm giving that, like,
Well,
moving forward, I will, give forward to 4 people, as I said in my contact.
awesome.
So thank you. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a
So
question.
one sec. So somebody asked, just so anybody who's watching this, you can go to aititus.com/100K, 100K, and that will get you to the slides. I'm going to upload those slides on there after this call. Okay, so it'll be available there, aititus.com, and I'm going to probably put a link at aititus.com to get you to the 100K challenge. Okay, yes, Elena, go for it.
My question is self-hosted N10 completely free?
Is what? Sorry?
Self-hosted N10?
Well, self-hosted is 2 different things. So you can host it on your computer, and that's free, or you can host it on the
Yeah.
cloud, which costs money on the cloud. Now you get it free, by the way, because you're a winner. I'm giving you the AI Titus Plus, so you'll have in access yourself. But for people who
Free
don't,
access?
yes, you'll have it. And you can message me on our winners chat, WhatsApp, and I'll get you that. But the main thing for those who are watching who don't have that, you can go to aititus.com, and I just get $8 a month to try and set you up so everybody can use it. But it's not for business, just for testing your ideas and everything.
Okay,
But you can also
you.
no problem. Thank you. And then also AI, you can just go on and, like, Hostinger has a hosting plan. There's a lot of end-to-end hosting plans that you can use, and just feel free to post to the community if you have questions. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Any more winners have a question? I know Sylvia has a question. Anybody else who's a winner? Because I want to give you guys a chance. Sylvia. Okay, go ahead. Shadi, go ahead. Sorry. He's the winner.
What's the difference between Zapier and N8N, and why do you recommend more N8N than Zapier or Make.com?
Okay, cool. I think that I used to use Make.com a lot. Zapier is too expensive. Sometimes it has access to, they have relationships with certain APIs, remember, phone numbers, that no one else has. So sometimes you have to use Zapier, but it's very rare. But most of the time, you have Make and you have N8N, okay? And Make doesn't let you self-host, which means you always have to pay them all the time, whatever they charge you. N8N lets you self-host, which means you can do unlimited work and not get charged. Just got to host it somewhere. N8N also has code nodes and agents that are better than Make. Code node means that you can put in Python or JavaScript code, which you cannot do on Make is easy. And that's why I switched immediately, because I was like, this is awesome, because you could do unlimited things if you could execute code. And so those are the reasons. But by the way, in the future, you watch this video in 2027, those won't even matter. They'll be like, what are you talking about N8N Make? Because they just prompt AI. They don't think about that. But for now, because we're early, we got to get on and do this.
Okay, perfect.
Titus, another question I have.
Sure.
Like, I know there is some coding involved, but you said we don't have to worry about because you're going to work with us, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
100%.
Thank you.
Okay. How about Sylvia? We'll take someone who's not a winner. I mean, you are a winner in life, but just not a winner of this competition. To put it clear. Go ahead. What's up, man? You can go. Sylvia, you can go, man. Just unmute. You're good to go. Oh, it doesn't. It's not letting you unmute for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe you got to do that. But you could also ask it in the chat if you want to post real quick for the chat. Umesh, go ahead. But Sylvia, try and put it in the chat because I don't think you're unmuting.
Hi, Titus.
Hey,
Thank you.
what's up?
Yeah, I really feel winner now also, even though I'm not officially not, but I'm the winner.
You are a
Thank
winner,
you.
100%.
Yeah, thank you. My question is now, since the last couple of days, the announcement came up for the agent builder. So what will be the future for NA10? And while doing this challenge, we may need to have the tools, AI tools. Do we need to purchase or what are the list of the tools which we are having if we give those
Yeah,
brief?
good question. I think I'm going to try and do as many free as possible. I hope you don't have to pay for anything. Now, if you pay for things, it may be for your business, that you're starting, because you're going to pay for some access to certain things. But for the things you need to do to make your business, not to run your business, hopefully those will all be free. So I'll work on that based upon what we're going to be working on but most of the time it's just N8N and then also if you have a ChatGPT or Claude or somebody. But good question. And by the way, Umesh, if you want to message me on the school, feel free to do that. Like, even though there's not a lot of messaging here because the winners do the messaging in a separate group, all of you can message me on the school, and the link is on that slideshow at the end. You can all message me on school anytime. I'll try my best to get a hold of you and answer your question. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hafiz, go ahead, man.
Hi, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Great. What was the link you mentioned that I can access these slides? Like you said, aititus.com/.
Yeah, okay. So you go to what I'll do is you're in my school, right, Hafiz? Are you in my school?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, just
Yes.
message me on there, man. I'll get it to you. And I'm going to update the page after the call, and it'll be very obvious how to get to it. So just after the call, it'll be on there after this session.
Yes. And the second question was, you mentioned this session was free for non-winners. So henceforth, is there any way that we can view what is going on and stuff?
Yeah, I'm thinking this is new idea. So I'll see. I want to try and, based upon the people I'm chatting with and all the content, that all that can be released for free. So it'll be dependent on the people that are the winners and our interactions. But yes, I'll try and put as much as possible. But I'm hoping that just these sessions alone would help you.
Okay, great, thank you. But all the sessions we can access, is that right?
Yes, you got it. It'll be on the page, the aititus.com/100K, and you'll see them as they come in, and so you can join anytime.
Okay.
It's free. I'm not. And by the way, at the end of this whole thing, I'm not going to ask you to pay something. Oh, by the way, now you guys can sign up for this thing. It's all free, so don't worry about it.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much.
You should put it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Other
I am.
people
I'm going to
can
put.
see
I'm going to
them.
put on.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to definitely. Good idea. Yeah, this
Yeah.
will be on there.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome. All right. So anybody else have? Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Oh, what's the catch? People, Daisy had said, "What's the catch?" And the catch is that it's better to give than receive. That's a philosophy that works. All right. Oh, Sam's here too. Sam, good to see you, man. He's a winner. Yeah, Sylvia, do you think you can unmute or not? I don't know. It wasn't letting me unmute you. Yeah, probably not. Just go ahead and post your question, Sylvia, in the chat. Maybe in the chat. Anybody else have a question? I got a couple minutes and then I'm out. Yeah, go. Yeah, just put it in the chat though, because it's not letting you unmute. I can see you raise your hand, but it's not letting you unmute. Yeah. Someone
Hello,
asked.
I don't know if you meant me.
Yeah. Sorry. How do you say your name? It says Sylvia on the thing.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Yes, Sylvia is my mother, and
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm Michael. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Michael. I
Titus.
recognize you, man. I recognize you.
Yeah. So I had a question, since you said AI is your co-founder. I had a question about an RAG system. If
Yes.
this would be, very beneficial to work with a RAG system.
Yeah, I think RAG's good. RAG. is fine. It just depends on the business that you're building. I think that if you can put it in context, it's always best. Some agents that I built, what they do is if they know the person coming into the system, they'll load up the information about them and put it into the prompt, and therefore it works better. If it's in context of the prompt, it's going to work a lot better than RAG, but RAG is still good. And you're still early in building your system, so right now you want to do your validate your idea, and you may not even need RAG for your initial idea. You're welcome.
Yeah. So do you mean it's worth it to pay $50 for RAG?
It depends on what you're doing. Like it's not worth it to pay it if it's not solving the problem the best it can. Some people just use RAG to try and get context of large documents, but if that's in sync with the business you're making, then that's okay. But $50 is a lot. I mean, you don't have to pay that much for. And there's even open source RAG systems that you can use. Even like there's cloud systems that have RAG included. So there's a lot of ways to get that. It's not what we want to focus on is a problem, not the solution, because a lot of people are trying to get into the solution too much. Like, should I use RAG? Should I use this and this and this? And really, is it needed for the problem? So it's more about what's the problem, and we may never even need RAG in a creative way for the solution. But yeah, if you need RAG, it's a nice way to put lots of documents, PDFs, and try and have AI be able to pull from those documents and give answers. That's a good part about RAG. I hope that helped. Yeah, but don't get in the weeds of the tools. Find the problem and then say, what is the best way to solve this problem? Because it might not be RAG. AI is a very good co-founder. It's the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anybody else? I got maybe one more. Appreciate y'all.
I just want to comment on what you said about shiny things, because that hits to me, man, because I'll be all over the place. YouTube will tell me something else and I'll be squirrel, and I'll be left and right. So I do appreciate you saying that.
It's not just you, man. It's everybody. It's the unspoken problem that everybody has. Shadi, go ahead, man. What's up? You're up. You raised your hand.
Yeah, I had a question. What do you think about the perspectives about this kind of business, the automation business? Do you think it's a bit, when will it end? Is it not too late for the moment, or what do you think about it?
Which business? Which business? What are you talking? It's a little bit laggy. You might want to put it in the chat. Just a little bit laggy, maybe. Always gets laggy when someone wants to ask a question, right?
Solving the problem-solving automation business, right?
Yeah, go for it. Sometimes just connection. But I want to let you all know that you can do this. Like, listen, don't give up. Get to the end. Like a lot of people will give up at the beginning, and you don't get to see the end. And even if the end you have nothing, you have something, because you have knowledge and experience and a community of people that you met. And you probably will know, well, I guarantee you'll know more than you did when you started. Just if I can share stuff that I know, even entering like whatever, command or shift enter in the prompt could be some little thing. It's going to be something. You're going to win regardless, but you're only going to lose if you stop. You only lose by stopping. You're going to win guaranteed if you make it to the end. All right, let's see. Yeah, Shadi, did you paste in the chat? I didn't see it.
Wait,
okay.
Problem solving.
Yeah, no
problem.
Does anybody else have any questions while he's typing in the chat? Okay, yeah, go for it. You raised your hand.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Okay. I was asking myself. I learned in a business book that, if you do a plausible price multiplied by the market size, it should hit for example 1 billion, and for example 2 billion if you want to raise venture capital. But you said don't build Facebook and things like that. So my question is, how do you identify if a niche is too narrow or too broad?
It's really easy to see how many people are talking about the problem and whether they're going to pay for it. That's it. And by the way, remember, this one round, these 30 days may be your first idea, but maybe your third idea is going to be the biggest one. So don't really think about $1 billion ideas or validating a market. All you have to validate is the problem is big enough for people to pay for. For example, if people will pay $500 a month for the problem and only 5 people pay you, that's still $1,500 a month. So, wait, hold on. Did I say $500 a month? That's $2,500 a month. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not an AI, so I don't do it right. So just think about solving, like people start small success. Every big idea started small. Facebook was nothing. It was in the dorm room. If you would have interviewed Zuckerberg in his dorm room, he would have said, this is going to be $1 billion idea. But now he can go backwards and say, I knew it was going to be $1 billion idea. No. So remember, every small idea, a lot of successful people I found never expected it to be big. They just did something, and that something turned into something big. You just got to do something. So yeah, don't worry about validating the market. Validate the problem, and the people want to pay for it. That's it. Okay, next. Let me answer Shadi's question so that I can check that real quick. He said, what about the business perspective? Do you think it's on the long term? Are we too late in the problem-solving business sector? I think that sure, there's going to be people who make a lot of money in the next 24 months, and they're going to do things that they may not expect are going to be replaced by AI. So I want you all to do things that hopefully will persevere through AGI, at least for the next 8 years, maybe 7. So I want you to, so people will still make money doing things that I say you shouldn't do, because there's still an arbitrage moment right now. But over time, as AI releases, and remember, every time AI releases, it probably kills thousands of businesses. So
Yeah.
Don't do something that's going to be replaced by AGI. Always think about AGI as your competitor, not humans. If some friend says, I created a YouTube channel making lots of money, I don't really care about that person. I care about AGI because they're going to take them out. So let's think about our number one competitor, which is not human. It's AGI, which is artificial general intelligence for those who are. ASI is the ultimate destroyer, but AGI is a competitor. We can still compete, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank you.
Daisy asked, is there going to be another batch of winners? Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. So we'll see. But this should be all you need. This should be all you need. I'm making this so that if I were to die, people can still follow all this stuff. I want to pass all as much information I can. All right. Somebody else has their hand raised. Go ahead. Yes, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. Deep. No, dip. How about? I don't know how to say your name. Dipanash, right? Sorry if I said it wrong. Go Dipanashu. How about that? Go ahead. You're up. You got your hand raised. Well, I don't know if they can unmute. No, you're good. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Okay, well, I think, yeah, go ahead. Yes, thank you. Go for
I can unmute. Yeah. I would like to ask if we can, is it better to work individually or in collaboration? Can we do the collaboration with within this group?
Yeah, I mean, my school is there, so you can collaborate, or you got. But for now, this is like for the 7 winners, and I wanted to make it free for everybody to listen and possibly ask questions. But I'm really helping the 7 winners, and you get to ride along and do it. But really, your best collaborator is AI. So AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But also have friends.
Titus, can you hear
Still
me
have
now?
friends. Yes, I can. Go.
Awesome. For some
got
reason, my audio was not coming through.
That's all right, man.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. This is amazing. This is so good. And you're doing
Awesome.
it free of cost, so thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, man.
I was late to the AI community school. Couldn't join this challenge. Will there be a challenge further down the lane, like a next cohort?
I hope so, but I hope that you'll get from this all you need. My goal is that whether you're one of the winners or you're just joining, that you'll both, whether a winner or a person who's just joining, will be able to both succeed. So that's my goal. If I commit to that, there may not be a need for another session, but if there is, then maybe I'll do it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. By the way, you can call me DP.
DP, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been an hour and a half of your valuable time. I appreciate you all. I hope this has been worth the time. And I really remember follow the session 1. I'll put it on the site after this ends, and then you can join me for session 2, and we'll get going. And it's going to be awesome. You're all going to do great. So make sure you also have real friends, not just AI though. That's my public service announcement.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Titus. I left a question for you in
Oh,
WhatsApp group.
Let me check. Oh, okay, you did. Okay, cool. I'll answer
Yeah.
it there.
Okay, bye.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. Have a good day. I'll see you in a couple
Bye.
of days.
Good day, everyone. Good night. Bye.
Bye.